In downtown Indianapolis, the Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder set game 3 in this best-of-7 NBA championship series. The two teams are square in a game apiece.
Well, Oklahoma City has led the Pacers for 94 of the 96 basketball minutes played. It finds itself in a best 3 out of 5 series now, with Indiana holding home court advantage, unless the Thunder can break through and find a way to win game 3 tonight.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. My name is Israel, and today we're going to be talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Indiana Pacers. Game 3, Indiana takes a 2-1 lead in the series, and just like the Denver versus OKC series, OKC lost game 1 off a buzzer beater, game-winning shot, and then they win game 2, and then they go away and lose game 3. The Thunder have been here before, so I'm not worried about them, but we're going to talk about everything, and let's just get right into it. First of all, Indiana played amazing today. They actually played like it was game 7, win or go home, while Oklahoma really just played like it was a game 3, and they've been struggling in game 3s. They are now 1 of 4 in game 3s, and including the bad blowout loss by 40 against the Wolves in last series. And I don't know why it is, but Oklahoma just does not play as well as they do in other games in that game 3. But we're gonna talk about the Pacers side. Like I said, they played great. They actually had a lot of guys that stepped up today, including Benedict Mathurin. Let's just talk about this guy, man. He scored 27 points in an NBA Finals game, shooting 75%. He missed 3 shots. He went 9 for 12. He shot 7 for 8 from the free throw line. He had a tremendous game, and he was their leading scorer. TJ McConnell came off the bench and had 5 steals. Actually, Oklahoma City turned over the ball 17 times. That's the most turnovers they've had this playoff run. And Tyrese Halliburton stepped up. He almost had a triple-double, 22, 9, and 11. And Pascal Siakam started off strong and aggressive. He had 21.6 rebounds. Miles Turner didn't shoot the ball great, but he had 5 blocks. And there are so many anomalies here. And if I'm a betting man, I'm not betting for Brandon Mathurin to score 27 points in 22 minutes again. I'm not betting that TJ McConnell comes off the bench and grabs 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 steals. 5 assists and 5 steals. And if I'm a betting man, I'm not betting. Although Miles Turner is a great shot blocker, I'm not betting for him to get 5 blocks again. And but the Indiana Pacers, just like how they have done this whole playoff run, played great, and they stole. Well, they didn't really steal it. They did what they had to do, and that's protect home court. Now they got to do it again on Friday. But down the stretch, the Oklahoma City Thunder struggled to execute. They struggled. I think there was a play where Chet Holmgren and Miles Turner blocked it, and then Chet Holmgren drives to the rim and he gets blocked again. Toppin blocked a couple of shots. Toppin also had a pretty big putback dunk that nobody boxed him out. Tyrese Halliburton had a shot where he shot it in the corner and he grabbed his own rebound, and then I believe he kicked it out to Andrew Nembhard, and Caruso ended up fouling while I think it was it was Neesmith and Tyrese who were like falling into the floor, and it was essentially a 3-on-5, and Alex Caruso fouls Nembhard. And then there's just a couple plays that the referees ended up getting wrong that were obvious. Obviously, I do feel like that foul by Neesmith on Caruso was a flagrant one. First of all, it was above the shoulders, and then second of all, it was excessive and unnecessary, So they've been calling that all season long. I've seen worse flagrant 2s, but it's the NBA Finals. I guess they were just letting them play tonight. Another thing I will say is J-Dub showed up. He had a great game, 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. He did not shoot great from the free throw line. He went 7 for 11. And then down the stretch, he missed a couple free throws. He also, Shea also had 6 turnovers. He had a bad playmaking game. He only had 4 assists tonight. He just looked tired, and he also looked like sped up at times. He had some bad turnovers. Chet Holmgren went 0 for 6 from 3. He actually started off the game really strong. I think he scored like the first, like he had the 12 points in the first, like, I don't remember how many, but like 5 minutes. And he ended up scoring 20 in the game. So there's a couple plays too where Shea, he threw a turnover, or he put up a bad shot instead of passing it to an open shooter. And I'm sure they'll look back at that and learn from it. Like I said, the Oklahoma City Thunder are still the youngest team in the league, and to be in this position, you can tell that they got to learn from this. But it kind of reminds me of the 2015 Cavs, when the Warriors were very young, first time in the finals, and they came up against a prom LeBron. Obviously, Indiana doesn't have a LeBron, but they just looked like they weren't, accustomed to being in this spotlight yet. And they go down 2-1. LeBron took them to 2-1, and then they end up going. They win Game 4, end up going back home, and then win Game 5 and beat LeBron in Game 6. So I still got the Thunder in 6. They will bounce back like they have all these playoffs long. They are still the better team, and guys will step up. I think Isaiah Joe, he made 2 threes, but Indiana Pacers were just targeting him on defense. Andrew Wiggins, he had 10 minutes. He scored 0 points, and that was kind of crazy to me because he had just come off a big Game 3. But that's the thing with the playoffs. I'm sorry, a big Game 2. But that's the thing with the playoffs, though. A role player can go off, like Alex Caruso and Aaron Wiggins did, and then the other team makes adjustments and game plans off that. So I'm sure Aaron Wiggins and Alex Caruso weren't on the Indiana Pacers scouting report before those great games. And then after those games, the Indiana Pacers had to make adjustments, and they did. And one of the key adjustments that they did was picking up Shea full court. And that's why he looked tired at the end. But now it's Mark Dagnall's turn and OKC's turn to make adjustments to counter that. So it's going to be a chess match. It's been a great series. It is now a series, though, because it is going to, nonetheless, it's going to 6 games, right? Because of the fact that, or it's going to 5 games, I'm sorry, right now. But if OKC wins tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Friday, then it's going to 6 games guaranteed. So that's going to be a great series. And then also, one thing I wanted to point out, too, is that I don't think, like I said earlier, I don't think Mathurin or TJ McConnell are going to have those type of games again. And also, I feel like Mark has to do something about the starting lineup. I love Cason Wallace. I think he's one of the greatest defenders in the planet. He has one of the best hands in basketball. But you just can't have a starting lineup for the whole playoffs, and then the finals come, and you put in a player who's 21 years old in his second season to start in the biggest stage. It's hard. I'm sure it's hard for Cason Wallace to have that pressure on him. He's great defensively, but he just isn't producing offensively. And I think Mark needs to go back to that double big, because that's what they've been great at all season long, playoffs long, I should say. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, it was a great game, and see you guys on Friday. I got the Thunder in 6. I think the Thunder will come back, but nonetheless, we'll see.